So, day 3 of my artistic journey, such as it is. Once again, starting off with some gesture work, still using that same tool, line of action. Again, I can't recommend it enough. It's a great resource for doing really quick gesture work. It's got lots of awesome features and a wide variety of different pictures. This is one of those days when it just was a lot more difficult to get things done. I just felt like almost all of these gestures was in one shape of or form a struggle, which is the way it goes sometimes. It's just one of those things. A part of being an artist, part of pursuing art, is you got to live with the fact that sometimes things just don't come easily, and it's how you actually deal with those situations that makes you an artist or not, whether or not you're willing to push through and figure it out, come back to it the next day or whatever it takes, rather than giving up. And depending on the week, it depends on which of those kinds of artists I am, usually. But that's really what this whole experience is about. So I want to try and move away from that and get back to the point where I really do push myself to pursue art, because it's something that I love and I just have such a hard time seeing myself doing anything else. And overall, as usual, these are okay. Looking at them again after a day of being away from them, I feel better about them than I did, but they're still not great. It's still pretty rough. And all I can do is really try to do better the next time. So we'll see how that goes. Won't be doing any more gestures until tomorrow. Oh yeah, and here's where Sketchbook Pro crashed. This was actually very surprising because I've been using Sketchbook Pro for a year or more at this point, and that is literally the first time it has ever crashed on me. I think it's a great piece of software, one that I absolutely love, and have pretty much gone from drawing exclusively in Photoshop to drawing exclusively in Sketchbook Pro. And it's particularly great if you're just getting started and really want to try digital art, but don't can't afford Photoshop. Sketchbook Pro is, I think, $30 for a year, so that's pretty good. And now on to the artist study, and I guess this is really the theme of the day, which is that I wish that I didn't have to show my work from this particular day. It's just, I'm just not happy with any of it. But again, that's the process. That's the price you pay. So this is a work called Golden Prayer, by Georgy Georgiev. I think, again, I apologize if I am pronouncing your name wrong. And it's just, it's a simple but I think really great character design. I particularly love, and sadly, we're not going to get to see much of it in my study simply because I ran out of time. But I love the way he draws the hair in this particular piece. It's this uh, each strand or segment of hair is kind of a clump or it's like a plane, like a 2D or 3D plane in 3D space. Uh, it's I don't know. I'm grasping for words to describe it, but it's just such a cool look that I absolutely love, and honestly would love to see more of this kind of thing. So that was the part that I really wanted to focus on and ultimately didn't get that much work done on it, unfortunately. Again, also focusing on the face a bit, which is almost the entire illustration here. That's really the point of this character, is the face. Don't feel like I did too bad on the eyes. There's definitely some issues there. But the mouth in particular was one that I really struggled with on this one. Um, I just drawing that partially open mouth, the ever so slightly parted lips, is something that I have just consistently struggled with as long as I've been drawing. I just cannot ever seem to get it just right. There's a subtlety to it that so far I have just been virtually incapable of capturing. What's particularly sad is that this is probably one of my better attempts. I think there have been a few that I've had that were more successful, but very few. So that's it for today. And tomorrow, I do fully expect to actually have some original work in there. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. I know I am. So we'll talk to you tomorrow.